Hey guys, task here. Uh, Trying to be on the road and be live at the same time. Uh, so I just wanted to update you guys on some stuff. I think I've mentioned before. I'm pretty sure I have. I'm a dad now, which is really awesome. Um, my son's actually in the back seat just chilling. He's 10 months. He's uh, he's awesome, man. It's an awesome experience. So, trying to take care of him and, taking on some other priorities. I know that I've taken a kind of a back seat to the channel, but I wanted to discuss a couple things. The channel's still active. Videos are kind of slowed down, mainly because I have some private students that really take up more of my time and stuff like that, and they want to work on specific things. I'll try to, in the future here, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, retouch on some topics in regards to some theoretical stuff, and then just kind of like talk about that and in a different perspective. This channel's been around for like a handful of years now, so a lot has changed. I've learned a lot since when the channel has first started. Looking at things from a completely different perspective, and not only that. So the part of the title that says mistakes, I wanted to cover that. So, by no means do I ever claim to have all the right answers, I don't know everything. And the thing that I do like about having this channel is that we're able to discuss things in order to advance Tejano Chicano keyboard playing. Because, I mean, as far as I know, nobody else is really doing anything like this. So, of course, this medium is going to be flawed. If there were other people that were doing it, then, be able to help each other out. But I got a the other day about the song or a video that I did in reference to a chord that was in the video, and I referred to it, I think. And at first, I didn't know which chord it was talking about because, understand, first of all, the video was recorded years ago, and I memorized these tunes, at least not in the sense of what chord names they are. Like, a lot of it is just like shapes of my hands. Like, I kind of just go through like the way I've learned the tune. I'm not thinking about it. Like most musicians, I think, when they play, even if they have a certain level of theory knowledge, they're not necessarily thinking, oh, I'm going from a 2 to a 5 to a, this and a flat whatever. They're just like, when you speak a language, you don't necessarily like say, oh, the word, or oh, I'm going to say the S first and then the T. That you just kind of say store. It just kind of comes out of you naturally. And the same thing, like when somebody plays, the shapes kind of just come to you, especially if you've played the song for quite a few years. Now, the chord that is in question here is one that I refer to as a diminished chord. I think it was like that. But in reality, somebody who was watching the channel said it was D7 flat 5, or sorry, D9 flat 5 or something to that effect. But essentially what that becomes is a diminished chord, right? Or I'm sorry. I'm messing this all up. D7 flat 9. That's what diminished chord, with the exception that the note is different. For example, in this particular chord that we're talking about is, let's see, it would be a D, an A, a C. Yeah, the C would be the flat. I'm sorry. C is the dominant, so then a flat 9 would be the E flat. So if you take away the D root note, it is essentially still just a F sharp diminished. But the person who commented on the video was absolutely right, because the bass player on the recording does hit a D. Now, does that mean that it's always going to be a D? No, because when you're playing it in a live situation, if the bass player decides to play a different root note, you know, if he does a tritone substitution, or if he decides to play the major or the major third of the D7 flat 9, it becomes a rootless voicing, and then all of a sudden it's no longer a D. There's no D in the chord. It becomes F sharp diminished. So I did a video on that in regards to dominant flat nines and how they're related to diminished chords. So my bad, I made a mistake. So that we've added some new subscribers and people asking questions and stuff like that. And my trip today in the car is pretty short, so I'm going to be wrapping this up pretty quickly. But one question that just came from a new subscriber, I think it might have even just came in yesterday. I believe his name's Enrique. Was asking about, you know, because he's like kind of dabbling in Tejano. He plays some norteño and stuff like that, but that he likes Tejano, you know, like how to get his chords down, or, you know, like I was explaining to him, like people have this concept that chords are like this mystical thing that, you know, you have to like really know a lot about music to really like scary. What I mean by it are made out of the that. So basically, those are the 13th, but it's kind of hard to alter the 11th and 10th. Well, it becomes a third, you know, because 13th is the same as a fourth. So in the case of, like, let's just take C for example, a C 13th, the 13th would be an F, but if you flatten an F, it becomes an E, which is the major. So I prefer instead to alter, like you can raise a 13th, but then it becomes the same as a flat 5. So I'm of the school of liking to alter the 5, because you can do a flat 5, which is the same as a raise 11. Yeah, because 11 and 5 too theoretical with this. I'll have to do another episode on this. I believe I've already made one talking about the extensions and how to alter them and all that. But to get back to the answer as far as like how to play like Brando versus Joel Guzman, like one thing that I would recommend, and you can hear this is evident in a lot of like early Mas music, is get a triad. So like let's just say C. It'd be C, E, and G. Brando and I forgot his name, but the prior keyboard player to Brando in the early Mas days, what they would do is they would move the 5 around. So like what they would do, like, so in the case of C, okay, so the G, I'll take it down an octave lower, and excuse me, I'm not a singer, right? But they would move the G to an A, G, A, and then sometimes they would go to B, which is the 7th, so they'd go 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, off of the off of that. So you'd hear like bum, 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 like that on the chord, and I'm just using C as an example, but they would do it on every chord. Or even like as a cumbia, they would move the 5 to the 6 and back and forth, like on Ay Que Dolor, go bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, on a chord, right? So that's one thing. Now, Joel Guzman, his thing was playing a lot of 7ths and, you know, a lot of other extensions, just trying to make it sound jazzier. A lot of keyboard players now are kind of trying to do that sort of thing, you know. Well, actually, a lot of people after Jerry De La Rosa. But anyways, I'm to my destination, so I hope you guys found some knowledge in what I was saying, and my apologies again for my mistakes. I will try to make a video going more in depth into some of this stuff. Thanks for watching. All right.